Welcome, everybody. It is Saturday, Saturday night. And this is the NGSC Sports NBA podcast. Tonight we're going to talk NBA basketball. We're going to talk WNBA basketball. We're going to talk men's March Madness. We're going to talk women's March Madness. And we're even going to talk NBA in Europe. We're going to cover the whole spiel. But first, log on to the website. It is ngscsports.com where you catch all of your current content. Log on. John Doucette's been real busy up in the Northeast. He covered a doubleheader yesterday. UMass Lowell sweeps a doubleheader from Bryant University. Jordan Rhea, our co-host here, comes up the final 10 games. Teams with the most at stake. Obviously talking about the NBA season. I'm going to go ahead and jump into that one. We'll talk about that a little bit. WHL, of course, NGSC Sports is privileged to be one of the media outlets covering the professional women's hockey league since its inception. Barbie teams up with Peace Collective for exclusive PWHL collection. Women's sports is just booming, y'all. Just booming. All that and more on ngscsports.com, where we never stop. Of course, I got the co-host with me. He close to Chi-Town. He's a Bulls fan, which means these days he might not be the happiest fan in the world, but he's still a basketball fan. More importantly, that's my basketball guy, co-host, of course, of the show, Mr. Jordan Rhea. What's up, Jake?
Hey, real quick. Shout out to the Bulls for being on a 4-game win streak and that Josh Giddey game winner. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
I like that. Hey, yo, B, I like the way he threw that in. Of course, the newest co-host of the show. One touch my heart. Family. I mean, literally, family. My little cousin, Braden Hudson. What up, B?
How's it going? That Josh Giddey half-court shot. No, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was. There was a couple of them, and LeBron James, of course, playing a big role in a losing effort.
Yeah.
I know you guys are with me, but I can't see anything. Like all of a sudden, none of my pages. Y'all can hear me good?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, be careful, because I'll be right back. So hold on.
Well, you know what? In the meantime, I think so far this 24-25 season's moved along pretty fast. You know, I mean, we're already, down to the final 10 games, and kind of like what I mentioned in my article, there's really a lot of stake here for, not every team, but, some of these teams we're going to talk about, real quick. The Lakers, Braden, for example,
yeah,
they're in a very tricky spot, I would say. They are fourth in the West, I believe, 44-29. And there's a lot of movement that could happen in these last 10 games. And I'm curious as to what you think the Lakers should do in these last 10 games. I know we're going to talk, potential playoff matchups. But do you think in the fourth seed is the best position right now?
I don't know.
The fourth seed, they will be playing the Grizzlies, and they just fired their coach. So I think the fourth seed probably would be the best seed. But then you would play OKC in the second round, and you don't want to play them to the Western Conference Finals. So I'm thinking about it. The best seed will probably be 2, 3, or 6, 7. So you don't have to play OKC to the Western Conference Finals, because I have all these teams in the same tier, but OKC is like 2 tiers above everyone else.
Right,
so you just don't want to play OKC until you have to.
Yo, hold up. I'm glad you brought that up about OKC, because, and by the way, potential playoff matchups and play-in race, we'll talk about it. I got the playoff picture right now. I'll go to that in just a second, but I like what you were saying there, Braden, because think about it. Throughout the year, you're always intrigued wherever LeBron is with the Lakers, with AD. That's before the trade happened. And, of course, the Boston Celtics repeating. And who's going to But you knew OKC was going to be good. We knew OKC was going to be good. But everybody kept talking about, and you kept hearing it as the season went on. Oh, OKC is a pretty good team, but we want to see how they get along in the season now. Let's wait till we get to the halfway point and see where they are. And then they got to the halfway point. Well, let's see as they get deep into the season and see if they can really hang on. In the meantime, they just whooping everybody's ass, right? And then finally at the end, I still hear in the shows and the podcasts, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I still hear in the podcast, now it's, so it's going to be a 65, 67 win team. But I'm like, damn, another but? What's the but? Well, but, they're not battle tested and they're young. And in the meantime, somebody, y'all correct me. They used, like you said, 2 tiers, but they whooping everybody's ass. Jay, right now, before we even go into this potential playoff thing, hey, I know Boston's, but damn. Okay, see real.
I mean, if we're talking the West, I mean, it's really the Thunder's conference to lose. I mean, as you mentioned, yeah, they may not be battle tested, but I mean, they're beating everybody. And I mean, they are beating everybody, so I mean,
they may not be battle tested. They've beaten the battle test off of everybody. Everybody that keep coming with a battle test keep getting their ass whooped. I'm talking about damn. No, seriously, Jack, seriously. Like, okay, if they're winning games by like 7 points, 8 points, nail biters, tough throughout, they whooping everybody ass.
I agree. There is no team, at least in the Western Conference, that I could see beating them 4 games. And
no,
like I said, it's their conference to lose.
And looking at the playoff picture says if the playoffs started today via NBA.com. Of course, on each side, the 1 seeds, the Cavs in the East, the Thunder in the West. 2 seeds are Celtics, Rockets, 3 Knicks, Nuggets. Hey, I'm going to have me a Knick rant later because they getting on my last damn nerve. Okay, so I holler back on that. 4 seeds are the Pacers and Lakers. 5 seeds, Pistons and Grizzlies. 6 seeds, Bucks and Clippers. And then the 7, of course, coming from the play-in games, where right now in the East you got the Hawks and Magic at 7 and 8, Bulls and Heat at 9, 10, the Warriors and Timberwolves at 7, 8 on the play-in on the West side, Kings 9, Mavericks 10. I'm going to go to the Western Conference right here. We're not going to talk about Thunder because there's not really a lot to talk about Thunder, right? They just waiting to see who's next, basically. But I do want to start at the 2 seed. Because number one, we're talking about it. The Houston Rockets and the Detroit Pistons have just been such a nice story. It's just been 2 nice stories to have in the NBA, to have these 2 teams that have sucked for a while. Damn, I think Detroit has sucked, and Houston not Houston so much as Detroit has sucked Braden's whole damn life, probably. But the Houston Rockets, to me, Jay, still a young team, right? But damn, they're a good team. They're a good basketball team.
No, I agree. I want to say they're in the position that the Thunder were in just a couple seasons ago.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
They were kind of near the play-in, and everybody's like, okay, yeah, they're going to take a step next season, and they took a massive leap forward. Are they going to make a deep playoff run? I don't think so. This is a team that's very young. They're not battle tested at all, and they could have a potential matchup against the Golden State Warriors. And I mean, that's the worst matchup the Rockets could have in the first round, going against Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. This is a championship level team.
You read my mind. You read my mind because that's where I was going with Braden. So the Rockets hold the 2 seed. the 2 seed has to play the 7-8 winner of the play-in. I'm going to say this first before we talk about a Warriors Rockets. I'm not worried about the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm just not worried about the Minnesota. Whoever you are playing the Minnesota Timberwolves in the playoff, I wouldn't worry too much because they no threat, not anymore. But Braden, like Jay was just saying, even if the Rockets hold that 2nd seed, if they're to play the Warriors, already they starting off the playoffs. Hey, that's not going to be an easy series just to take right now, especially the way the Warriors are playing with Butler now.
Yeah, so I don't want to be like sounding off on the Rockets, but out of like any playoff team in the West, you want to see the Rockets. You don't want to see LeBron, Luka, Curry, Jimmy, Jokic, and Jamal, OKC in their 10-deep roster, the Clippers. Like, you don't want to see Ant, Julius Randle. Well, Ant.
Yeah.
But with all due respect to Houston, they're a fun story that's a year away, in my opinion. And with a potential matchup against the Warriors, I just don't know who's guarding Steph. And playoff Jimmy's a real thing, so that's really all I have to say about that.
And that's true though. I like the way you finished that because you can say whatever you want about Jimmy Butler, but yeah, playoff Jimmy is a real thing. I mean that's been proven time and time again. It's something about Jimmy Butler, right? Because he's good during the regular season, ain't no doubt about it. And he done had his moment. And when he was really good in the regular season. But damn, when it comes to the playoff, I got a quick update here. Women's NCAA Sweet 16 Spokane Regional. UConn, Oklahoma. Nice game. Boy. I'm talking about, man, back and forth. Oklahoma, playing against Paige Beckers and Izzy Fudd. And then, oops, all of a sudden, shit got bad. And Oklahoma, they took a little nap. I'm talking just a little one, y'all. I'm talking about they took a small snooze, like 12 seconds. And the update in Spokane with 4:20 to go in the fourth quarter, the Lady Huskies are leading 74-52. Paige Beckers, 36 points so far in the afternoon. We'll talk more about Paige later on. Yeah, I know. Who guards Steph, right? Who guards Steph in Houston? And the thing is, who guards Steph in Houston? You can come up with names who guards Steph, right?
Dylan Brooks.
Right. I was going to say, does it really matter who guards Steph in the playoffs? Because you're not going to stop.
Nah.
You're not. And then if you buck up to Steph, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with playoff Jimmy? So it's like, yeah, I don't feel good about the Rockets' chances playing the Warriors. Now, the other 2-7 matchup, you don't have to talk about that one in the East either because that'll be the Celtics waiting on the Hawks and the Magics. And, well, the Celtics can actually take a lot of snoozes in that series and still sweep it. Hey, I don't know. The Celtics, think about it. Celtics are the defending champions. A hell of a damn basketball team, right? 54-19. But I don't know why. It seems it's like all the noise I'm hearing in the NBA, I don't hear a lot of it coming from the Celtics, Jay. It's like everybody just expected this, so they're like, just leave them and let them go.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, every championship team kind of has that season after where they're kind of in a little bit of a lull. They take a step back. They're still in championship contention. They're still one of the top teams in the conference. So it's just expected, And then obviously you got your teams like Cleveland that are getting all of this media attention, having this, great season. So for the Celtics, that betters their situation because they're just waiting. They're just waiting at this point.
Hey, Jay, I want to throw something right back at you. On the play-in in the Eastern Conference, Bulls Heat. Talk to me, Jay.
You know, I feel like it's a rematch of a playing matchup, I believe, from a couple seasons ago. But there's obviously a lot of differences here than before. You know, Jimmy Butler's gone, Zach LaVine's gone, DeMar DeRozan's gone. But the Bulls are kind of in this weird situation where they should be going more towards the bottom of the standings, but they've been on this hot streak. You know, I know they lost a bunch of games after they traded Zach LaVine, but Kobe White's looked great.
Yeah.
Josh Giddey, I mean, he's had a great emergence, you know, this last, month or so.
White boy can jump.
You know what that was, I would say, the craziest, probably 13, 14 seconds of the season, the ending of that game against the Lakers. But I think realistically, we're looking at the Bulls beating the Heat. And then I would probably say it might be a Bulls-Hawks matchup to determine that 8th seed. I think the Magic will beat the Hawks.
Hawks too, but on that Bulls Heat, when Butler was traded, right? So you lose the cog. Somebody else got to step up, right? And that guy you would have assumed would have been Bam Adebayo, and he has. I like Bam's game. I've always liked Bam's game. I do think that Miami could take the Bulls. I don't know about Hawks Magic, because to me it just depends on which Magic team shows up. Because I think if a healthy Magic team, that Magic team that was playing earlier in the year, they shouldn't have too much problem with the Hawks. But your thoughts on the Eastern play-in, Big?
Eastern play-in.
Yeah, Bulls, Heat, Hawks, Magic. If the season ended today.
All right, if the season ended today, similar to Jay, I would have the Magic winning the first game against the Hawks. And then you go with the Heat and Bulls. I just look at right now, the Bulls are playing like as good as any team in the league. They just
they are.
They swept the Lakers. They have their offense is honestly unstoppable right now. I never thought I would say that when they don't have DeMar and Zach LaVine.
Right.
Boys no more, but Kobe White and Josh Giddey, they're just amazing.
It is. I know. It is.
And when you look at the Heat, I think some people expected Andrew Wiggins to just step right into the Jimmy Butler role. But as we see, that's a hard role to step into. Jimmy Butler was their best playmaker, a good rebounder, their second best scorer behind Tyler Hero. And Andrew Wiggins, he's been okay, but he's been struggling to stay healthy, and that's definitely it's costed the Heat some games. So I would take the Bulls to be the 8th seed right now and have a interesting. Wait, hold on. The Bulls would beat the Heat, and then they would beat the Hawks and have a interesting matchup with the Cavs in the first round.
Interesting? That's a hell of a choice of word. Well, I don't know how interesting that would be, though. I mean, that's an ass whooping in the way. Jay, I want to go back to the Bulls real quick. Kobe White, he gets drafted, right? And much was expected of him early, and it didn't happen. And it's a story that I like right now, because this last 6 weeks or this last month or so, man, your boy been hooping, man. I mean, both ends of the floor, man. It's fire. I think finally, like right here in this moment, he's had good games. He's had some really good games as a Bull, but he's really coming into his own right here in this moment, Jay.
It's really crazy to think about all this time that Kobe White's been in the league and on the Bulls. Yep. He's never had that chance to be that guy. Never. As soon as he gets drafted, he's next to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's supposed to be that guy. You
He
bring
never had it, and he never seized it. And now he's seizing it.
exactly. And I mean, he's on a streak of at least, I think it's 14, 15 games scoring 20 plus.
Yeah.
And he is locked in, and well, he should have won MIP last year. I don't think he'll win it this year, obviously, but he's definitely going to be in the running for a big contract that I think may backfire on the Bulls. As good of a deal as he's on right now, it may be near a max, just a regular max deal for Kobe White.
Yeah. We say down south, Kobe finna get paid. I mean, he really is, man. I'm happy for the kid too. Because, like you said, he didn't have the chance. He had the other stars in front of him. But like I also said, he never seized it. Kobe White seems to be that high school, college star. I always say, like I use football analogy. You play on Friday in high school just because you're a star in high school. That has to translate to Saturday, right? And then you got to go from Saturday and translate to Sunday. The same thing with basketball. High school star to college star, and Kobe White found himself like a lot of college stars. Like, damn, I'm not as good as I was supposed to be. But I never saw him. I never felt he was grabbing the moment. Like, even when he had the star around him, like he couldn't figure it out. He got to figure it out. He got to figure it out. Now, I like this game. I'm happy for him. Now, now we're gonna get to the interesting shit. Obviously, if we're gonna talk at the season ended today, what's the matchup we really, really, really? I know I really want to talk about. Lakers Grizzlies. No, never mind. We're gonna finish with Lakers Grizzlies so that it takes us into the next segment. That's what I'm gonna do. Now, there ain't much more to talk about, okay? Because what do you have? You have the Thunder waiting for Kings. Never mind. You don't have to worry about that. The Rockets, Warriors, we talked about. Clippers, Nuggets. I don't see how the Nuggets came. I don't see how that's going to be a problem right there. Pacers, Knicks, but that's what we're going to do. Pacers, Pistons, and then I'm going to go off. And then we're going to. All right. Pacers, Pistons. First of all, the Pistons have clinched a winning season. Yo, correct my numbers if I'm wrong. How many games they won last year? Was it 18 or 14?
14.
14 games. I'll be generous. Damn. 14 games. They are 42-32. They probably won't win 50 games because they're going to have to win the rest of the games to win 50 games. But damn, Brady, what a nice story the Detroit Pistons are. And I think they will, if the season ends today and they play the Pacers, they'll take the Pacers out.
Yeah.
No.
The Pistons are a nice story, but I don't think they could take the Pacers out. Now, if they played the Bucks without a Damian Lillard, they would definitely take the Bucks out in like 5 or 6 games. But the Pacers, they play a very aggressive style of basketball. They full court press for 48 minutes. This is the NBA. They full court press 48 minutes, and they still have like a top 10 offense in the league. But the Pistons, I'm very impressed with the coaching job of JB Bickerstaff. He took that team from 14 wins last year, and not only 14 wins, they haven't been a real team since like the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
No one's cared about the Pistons since the early 2000s. And now that they're suddenly the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference with a chance of home court advantage in round 1. Regardless of their playoff result, the fact that the Pistons are in this position, it's a win for all of their fans who have just suffered for years and years and years.
A 5 seed, not a play-in, Jay. Not 11 or 12 where we're saying, damn, they won 14 last year. and they got 30 wins or 32 now, and they might make the play-in. They're a 5 seed. I'm gonna say it again. Pistons are gonna beat the Pacers.
And the Pistons are 2 wins away from clinching an actual playoff spot and not a play-in spot. They're 2 wins away from actually being a playoff
That's
team.
sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Pistons, I mean, you know, like Brayden said, they're not going to go far in the playoffs. I think what this season did and what their playoff run will do, it'll be an advertisement to, or not an advertisement, it'll be a pitch to stars around the league saying, hey, this is why you should want to play with Cade Cunningham. Look at where we are now. This is what we could do, putting another star next to it. So it's a good season overall.
Yeah, no. You know, you got to be happy regardless. Obviously, if you're a player in the Detroit Pistons, you're not going to say that, right? No, hell no. You're happy that you've gone from 14 wins to 48 wins in this wonderful. But no, hell no. We're trying to win a title. No, y'all long way from a damn title. That's for sure. Now, Knicks Bucks. So, okay, no Damian Lillard. We're going to talk about that. Brady's going to talk about that in a little bit. First of all, the Knicks better beat the Bucks, okay? So that's not even the conversation that I'm trying to have, okay? Trying not to cry, okay? Because this shit is painful, y'all. It's painful. So the trade is made, right? Cats going to the Garden. Play with Jalen Brunson, OG, Josh. I mean, it's just like, hey, Kel Bridges, like, hey, okay. The reason why you don't take a 1978 Ford Pinto on the drive from New York City to California is more than likely the Ford Pinto's not going to make it, right? Because it's had a lot of miles on it since it is like a 50-year-old car, right? I would figure it would probably have about 400,000 miles by then. So you don't want to take that car, right? You want to take the Cadillac out in the driveway, right? Pretty brand new, clean. It'll drive you cross country. What the hell am I talking about? Common sense. Common sense. An NBA season is long. The mark of an NBA season isn't finishing it. Because if you finish the NBA season and you didn't make the playoff, then the season don't mean shit anyway. But when you do make the playoffs, we just talked about playoff Jimmy, right? Why do they call him playoff Jimmy? Because Jimmy Butler's a different beast when the playoffs start. It's a whole different ballgame in the playoffs. But in order to get to the play, and by the way, players go through injuries and ups and downs and all the stuff they go through the season, okay? Fine. But don't be the reason why your team can't keep up with people. I don't want to hear the shit about Jalen Brunson is hurt, okay? Now, I'm a Knicks fan and I hate that Jalen Brunson is hurt. But I don't want to hear that shit. But that you still got the other guys, right? And you getting your ass whooped. And this team all of a sudden, I don't know. When I look at the Knicks, they're like a middle of the freaking pot team to me. Because they damn sure ain't playing like a 3 seed. They damn sure not playing like one of the better teams. 46-27. First of all, y'all, I'll tell you as a Knicks fan, that is what? 73 games into the season. I already had my Knicks pegged for 52, 53 wins by now. Maybe 55. We ain't even got 50. You keep fucking around playing like you playing, you might not get 50. Why? Because the coach feels, I got a game plan. Martin Luther King had a dream. Tom Thibodeau has a game plan. His game plan is, fellas, starting 5. Y'all go out there. The rest of us going to go on Broadway. We're going to hang out for a little while, have dinner, take in a show. We'll be back in 44 minutes. And then I'll let everybody play the last 4 minutes. It's like, it's like, as a Knicks fan, you're just driving yourself crazy. Because when the Knicks play their bench, I'm not saying we got a top-notch bench in the league, okay? I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to tell you, we got players on the bench that can play. I'm going to tell you that we got players on the bench that can spell somebody. I'm going to tell you we got players on the bench that can shoot. I tell you we got players on the bench that can shoot a three, that can play some defense, that can put in some damn minutes. But no, I'm just going to wear this starting five out till the playoff come. And let me see, if the Knicks win, who do they play after that? I don't even want to know, because I'm going to tell you the result right now. They're not making it out of that series. And if you really play around and you keep screwing around these last 10 games of the season, the Bucks might whip y'all. They might take you. Anyway, I just had to get that shit out, man. It's just... Jay, well, I don't know. I mean, how am I supposed to feel?
You know, as a Bulls fan, I know your pain. Seeing what Tom Thibodeau does as a coach and how he runs his players into the ground. And the fact that he's been the coach of the Knicks as long as he has is honestly kind of shocking, but you also can't deny the success at the same time. But at the same time, you're hoping and praying that the standings stay as they do. Because, I mean, it may be the easiest matchup against the Bucks. And, yeah, you may beat them, but you may also destroy that core. You know,
right.
I mean, we're not, you know, it's something, you know, maybe a year or two down the road. But if you beat the Bucks, Giannis may request a trade. Who knows? I mean, the dude values the championship over everything. He said that himself. So.
Look, Brayden, I know this. So the Knicks beat the Bucks, right? And then they're not gonna beat the Cavs.
That's a sweep. That's a sweep.
I gotta play. Hey, the NBA got playoff Jimmy. I got a playoff broom. I like to keep it around because I like sweeps. And I'm afraid this year that broom gonna have my damn emblem on it. Yeah, you're right. That might be a sweep. And the other one that might be a sweep is the Celtics. So now, before we get out of this, hey, we've been doing pretty good on this one. Before we get out of here, because I'm getting sick, man, I got to talk about something else. I can't keep talking about them damn Knicks, man. That's on my damn last nerve. How far, Braden, I'm going to go back to you. It's going to lead right in because here we go.
All right.
Last Western Conference playoff series we're going to talk about if the season ended today. Lakers at the 4 seed, Grizzlies at the 5 seed. A Grizzlies team, remember a couple of years ago, Ja Morant, instead of winning MVP or, I don't know, offensive player, he won the most stupidest player of the year. And he didn't just show how special stupid he was once. The brother said, I want to see if I can get away with it twice. But like everybody, you get a chance. Ja is balling because Ja is Ja, okay? And you just give Ja a ball. Ja is special with the ball. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going to go last here. Braden, no. Braden going to go last here. It's going to lead you into the next one. Jay, Lakers, Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are in a very weird spot right now. I know we're going to talk about that at some point during the show too. But this is the perfect matchup for the Lakers right now. You know, you got a team that's very, just kind of off the grid right now. They don't know what they're doing. You know, you fire your head coach. You know, Ja's still playing good, but it just doesn't seem right, And obviously you got 40-year-old LeBron James still playing at a high level. You got Luka Doncic playing at a high level, and despite, having some ups and downs lately, and the Lakers are still a really good team. And if you want to make a deep playoff run, it has to start against the Memphis Grizzlies. I believe if they beat the Grizzlies, they would play.
OKC, I think.
Actually, no, I don't take that back. If you want to challenge the Thunder, the Lakers may be one of the best teams to do it in the second round. We're talking Luka and LeBron versus SGA, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams. I mean, that could be a very crazy matchup. But like I said, the Grizzlies are the easiest team to beat right now. It's with everything they got going on.
Yeah, I got to agree with you with the Grizzlies. Now, it shouldn't be that way in the beginning of the season. You certainly didn't see it that way. But one thing LeBron has shown, and LeBron's hurting, okay? LeBron's not healthy. LeBron's also 40 years old. But damn. It's like, it's all I can say. It's like you see him do it 5-7 years ago. I should say when you see him do it 7 years ago and then 5 years, damn, LeBron still got plenty left. But hell, 30, upper 30s, and soon he'll be 40. He ain't gonna be able to not slow down a damn bit. By the way, there's a picture. It showed a side-by-side picture of Luka Doncic at the beginning of the season in his Maverick uniform, and then in his Laker uniform, 270 pounds, 220 pounds. Maybe Luka's the one who wanted out of Dallas. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe he the one that said, I'm gonna eat my way out of here and get the hell out of here. But Braden, I'm gonna go with you with this. First thing first, what a job by JJ Redick. I did not see this coming. Nothing against JJ. Got a great mind. I love to see JJ Redick shoot. That's for damn sure. But good basketball mind. I just didn't see him as a head coach. I damn sure didn't see this coming. And the way he's been able to, it's like it didn't matter what situation the Lakers found themselves in. He was able to coach them through it. And right now the Lakers are sitting at 44-29. But, and we're going to shift over as Braden takes over. But Braden says it's trouble brewing for the Lakers. So he was nodding his head with you, Jay, while you was talking about the Lakers, making me think, wait a minute, did he change his mind? But no, because Braden said, big trouble brewing for the Lakers. What's up with that?
Yes, so over the last 12 games, the Lakers are 4-8 in their last 12. And the last time we had talked, they had like the number one defense in the league. But ever since Hachimura went out, LeBron got hurt. They've came back, but their defense is it's like 25, 26 range right now. And
wow, that's a hell of a drop.
Which Chicago put up 146 1 week ago, and then they put up like 120 3 or 4 days ago. It's not going to cut it. I know like people can say like, oh, LeBron and Rui are coming back from injury. You got to wait, but the season's going to be over. Like the Lakers don't have time to wait for these guys to get fully healthy. If Rui and LeBron are going to be playing at 75% the rest of the way, I'm sorry, but
you're not going to cut it.
Yeah, that tempers my expectations on the Lakers, because before then I actually thought that they could challenge OKC, but right now I think, similar to what Jay said, Memphis would be their best shot of winning the first round game right now. Probably the Rockets and the Grizzlies will be the Lakers' best shot to win in right now.
Yeah, because I don't OKC. Ooh, boy, OKC. Jay, I felt the same way, because the thing with the Lakers, and again, what a great season from JJ Redick, great season from the Lakers, supporting cast. Austin Reeves done turned into a damn stud. I mean, it is just ridiculous. Who else who was balling with that boy? It was another. They scored 40 points There's another Laker on there. I'm gonna look it up in a second. But Jay, yeah, trouble brewing for the Lakers because LeBron is hurt, right? And now Hachimura is hurt. And like Braden just said, there's no time right now. There's no time for this. This is playoff time. This is when you need everybody healthy. So, is there a possibility the Grizzlies could take the Lakers?
I don't think so. Kind of what Braden and I were talking about when you were gone for a second. The Lakers are in this position where the standings are going to change over these last 10 games. I mean, they could fall down to 6th, they could get up to 3rd. So it's really important for them to figure out, who that key, first round matchup they want. And it should be Memphis. Like I said, this team is very, they're in a very weird spot. Even with LeBron, maybe at 75%, that's still a pretty good, damn good LeBron, and, do you want to rest him over these last handful of games? Maybe, but at the same time, like Braden mentioned, last time we talked, they had one of the best defenses in the league, and now they're towards the bottom. No offense to Luka Doncic, you're an amazing offensive player, but you're probably one of the worst defenders in the league.
Yeah.
And you got to do something, especially not having, a defensive big like Anthony Davis anymore. Jackson Hayes, you're a good player too, but you're not Anthony Davis, so.
No, he's had his 15 minutes in the sun, so to speak. Jackson Hayes, but we're getting ready to go to NBA playoff basketball, son, and that's a whole different monster. What the hell am I seeing over here on mine? It looks like I got a wood grain something, right? I don't know. All right, so we were talking about Memphis, though. I thought that when you are a winning head coach, you get to keep your job, especially when you lost your star due to his stupidity and had to deal with that season being blown up by him, not you. And then you come back, get your star back, get your team back, and you're playing well. But yet, Memphis general manager Zach Kleiman said Saturday that the decision to fire coach Taylor Jenkins with 9 games remaining in the regular season with the franchise firmly in the playoff chase was mine and mine only. He said, I came to the conclusion this was in the best interest of the team, and urgency is a core principle of ours. So decided to go on with the move. Now, Jay, what the hell is he talking about?
Okay, first of all, if you have to come out and say that it was your sole responsibility, that's a load of BS. If you have to come out and say that, we know something had to happen over the course of maybe the last year or so to have this happen. But looking at Memphis, like you said, 44-29, 5th seed in the West. Jenkins has led them to a winning record. 4 seasons out of the 6 they made the playoffs, and that would include, that would include this season as well. And the only 2 seasons they didn't make it were Ja's rookie year and the 23-24 season where he played 9 games. So at this point, what more do you want from a coach? You lose your star player, you're still getting into the playoffs. It just doesn't make sense.
No, something really, really, really. I mean, he's winning, right? He's winning. So, what I missed?
So, I was shocked at first, but I thought about it. It was like a 1-week stretch. The Grizzlies, they lost on like three buzzer beaters and game winners due to his poor crunch time. adjustments. Like it was a tie game with like 5 seconds left, and he had John Morant out on the floor for defense. He didn't sub a good defender in for John Morant, and he left him out on the floor, and they lost a few games like that. Now, that, in my opinion, isn't why you fire a really good coach. You shouldn't fire a coach because of 3 poor coaching games. That happens to every coach.
Absolutely not.
82-game season.
If you're going to do that, can you do that at the end of the season, man? Let the guy finish the damn season. Not 9 games. Jay, 9 games left?
Yeah, that's a really weird timing, especially as you're about to head into the playoffs. I mean, you're pretty much locked into a playoff or, guaranteed playoff spot. But I did find it interesting kind of looking more into it. It looked like Zach Kleiman did replace a bunch of assistants last summer, which was a very strange move. So maybe this is kind of, premeditated. But also several assistants were fired along with Taylor Jenkins, within the last 24 hours. It looks like the person they have replacing him, at least for now, Tomas Isalo, I believe. He was the 2024 Euro Cup Coach of the Year, which I think that's a very interesting choice. But I'm curious to see if Taylor Jenkins does get another job in the NBA. I can tell you right now, there are a handful of teams that could use a coach like that. But I'm interested to see what happens kind of going forward from this.
All right, joining us at this time, of course, my buddy, host of the Enhanced.
Evening, gentlemen. Well, now I got something I got to say about that because I was reading the note this morning on Jenkins. Look, your team is probably going to make the postseason. You have an above 500 record, and there's, like you said, 9 games in the season. Why would you fire him now? I would understand with a terrible season, say like he's like 10-52 or whatnot, then yeah, you can fire him. But why would you fire him after having such a great season like this so far? Something's got to be up. I think it's something personal between Jenkins and the staff up there that got fired. There was no reason for this.
He didn't even give a reason. He really didn't give a reason. He just said
more ridiculous.
He just said it was in the best interest of the team. How is a coach that
Say
coach?
What?
How is a coach that coaches your winning team a problem? So, Louis, you may be onto something there.
Yeah.
Something happened.
That's been baffling me all day.
Again,
like I said.
Right. Because, hey, you're going to fire the guy. Fire the guy. Go right ahead. You're the GM or the fire him. Go ahead. Not because now here's what I think. Here's what I'm thinking. What does this do to the Grizzlies going into the playoffs? I mean, it's got to change. It's going to change them as a team. They're not going to be the same team because they're not led by the same guy. I mean, isn't that how it works with the coaching, right?
Right.
Louis, I had a rant earlier, Louis. Mm-hmm. By the way, Louis, Jordan, the young man that you see that's the newest co-host of the show is Braden Hudson. Braden Lewis Tenor.
Hi.
Thank you.
He is also my cousin. He is my family.
Okay.
Yo B, he likes the Yankees.
And yet you're related, right?
You don't understand how much I hate the Yankees. I can't stand the Yankees, but
I know.
Louis's been in my life for so long, I can't get rid of him now. But Louis, I had a rant earlier.
Uh-oh.
Louis, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
I need you to put your chair in turbo. First, I need you to get a ride to the garden. And you got to go by the employee entrance, wherever the hell Tom Thibodeau goes into the garden.
Yeah.
And I want you to point your chair at him and hit the turbo button and run his ass over and ask him why the hell is he playing everybody 52 minutes a night.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Hey, but at least he made the playoffs. It's official now. So at least it's something of it.
So what? You feel good about this team, Louis? I don't.
Well, I think last year I felt better.
Right.
This year, yeah.
And we didn't even have the players last year that we do now, and I feel better about last year's team.
I mean, too many injuries have happened. It's happening in the Knicks, especially some of our good players, especially like Brunson. And I think that's going to hurt us. Going into the playoffs. I mean, if we played them right now, we play the Bucks. And although that the Greek Freak has slipped a bit, they could be a dangerous team in the postseason. I hope not, but that's how it looks because we always had trouble with them in the postseason, and that does worry me a bit.
When the Portland Trailblazers selected Damian
Lizards
Lillard,
out for the year, huh?
when they selected Damian Lillard, it's not like you expected Portland to all of a sudden jump into NBA title contention, right? But as Damian Lillard took over in Portland, he's always been one of the good guys of the league, one of those guys that you feel, hey, there's a nice guy. He deserves to win himself an NBA championship. Now, the problem with that is Damian Lillard is also obviously very loyal because he kept his ass in Portland way too long. And now he goes, I don't think he was expected to go to Milwaukee either, guys. But there he lands in Milwaukee with Giannis, right?
Yes.
And do you know that sometimes, and we're going to get to, this is Braden's topic. Do you know that sometimes I forget during this, how long have they been together now? This is their second year together, right?
Yes. Second year.
Do you know how many times, I don't even know how many times I forgot that they play together in Milwaukee. I just forgot. Because, think about it. Damian Lillard at his peak. Yo, Dollar Dane put up 50 on you like it ain't nothing, right? It put up 42 on you, put up 46. Yeah, Giannis. Hey, Giannis will put 60 up on your ass. What you talking about? Giannis got 52 and 19 the other day. Oh, Giannis, 47 and 23. And they got together, Braden. They got together in Milwaukee, and somehow, some way, none of that has ever come together for these two. Lillard gets hurt last year, and once again, Lillard is hurt again. This time, he's out for the year. I would say Milwaukee's season basically, except they're gonna lose in the playoffs, right? Go ahead, Braden. Damian Lillard out for the year, Braden.
Yep. So when I heard this news, this was just a crushing blow for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's out for the year with blood clots, I believe, and that's just, I don't know why these NBA players keep getting the blood clots now, but he's out for the year with that, and hopefully it's not a career or life-threatening injury. But to me, this spells the beginning of the end of the Milwaukee Bucks, because similar to what you said earlier, Giannis cares about a championship. That's the number one thing he cares about.
It's all he cares about.
He puts pressure on his front office all the time to win. And he will be a free agent next offseason. So he can just walk and go to a team, probably the Lakers. They somehow always get superstars. So with that being said, I don't see them even challenging the Knicks. I think they'll probably go out in like 5 or 6 games. They just don't have enough without Damian Lillard, sadly.
Yeah, it's been a shame, Louis, to see it. And when Braden started to say, I think this is the end of, I thought, Louis, he was going to say, this is the beginning of the end of Damian Lillard. Because
that's what I was thinking too.
Right. I think that now let's hope that he comes back. Damn, Jay's eyes open, boy. Jay's eyes are, all right, hold on, Jay. Hold on to that. Hey, Louis, what's that? A green screen behind you?
Yes.
Excellent.
Use it for my show. I use it for my own show.
I need some of those. But Louis, let me go to you. Didn't you feel the same way, Louis? That I think this might be the beginning.
That's what they were trying to say. I mean, not just the end of the Bucks as we know it, but the end of Lillard's career. not that he's not young anymore. He is getting up in age, but with his condition, that's something you don't take very lightly. A bloodhound can be very serious, and he has to take very good care of that. Otherwise, his career will definitely be over. So, it does look like it's the end for the Bucks, at least for this season, because without Lillard, I don't think they can really freaking carry this team by himself. Not anymore. So because they need Lillard too. But this has got to be a tough stretch for the season and the playoffs too, because I don't think they can do much without him. So it might be a short-lived playoff run if they make it.
So what happened, Jay? You got all Buckeye when I said.
Yeah, no, I have I believe it's Florida versus Texas Tech on right now.
Yeah.
It's in a commercial, but it looks like it was getting pretty good. But yeah, I mean, kind of what everybody else is saying. I think that obviously the Bucks go out early this season, or
Yep.
I could see Giannis requesting a trade this summer.
I do too.
I know, right? Well, I mean, it's a damn shame. I just feel bad for Dame. I thought as he started to heat up in Portland, my thing was get out now, so that you can go somewhere and win a championship.
Oops.
You ain't gonna win no title now, Dame. So I'm sorry about all of that. Now, Jay mentioned something. I didn't even look this up yet, Jay. So I have no clue what the blank you are talking about. NBA in Europe?
Yeah, so this is something that's come up in the last week or so. Adam Silver's basically talking about exploring launching a league in Europe, with I guess like in partnership with FIBA. So yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere. He's talking it could be as early as next year. Kind of similar to a lot of leagues in Europe where they have clubs. I mean, he mentioned investors could be EuroLeague defectors, so some pretty deep pockets. And what I've read, it would be very similar to FIBA play. 40-minute games, FIBA rules. So I think this is very interesting. I don't know. I know the NBA wants to expand. I don't know if this is the right way to expand.
No.
Especially having kind of like two different leagues, two different play styles with both under the NBA umbrella. I find that very weird.
It doesn't even sound right. The NBA FIBA rules.
Right. I mean, I could understand expansion teams, say, in Mexico or Canada again, but having an entire league is weird.
I don't know. What do you think, Brady?
Yeah, similar to Jay. I just think it would be very weird to have a NBA league with FIBA rules. That's like, I think it should only be for the Olympics. Like,
right? It doesn't even that don't even sound professional.
Yeah, it doesn't like sound right to me. The NBA with FIBA rules, especially in Europe, if the NBA is trying to expand, there's cities that would just starve for a team like Seattle, Vancouver again. Like these cities are ready for a team. Las Vegas is another one I would say. But yeah, NBA in Europe, I don't think that's enough.
You know what I mean, Louis? I mean, we love the European players in the NBA, and don't players in Europe strive to make it to America to play in the NBA?
Yes.
Why the hell would they want to come to America if they got an NBA in Europe? Oh wait, FIBA rules. That's what the hell they're trying to get away from. They're trying to get to the. It don't make a lot of sense, Louis. Not to me, it don't.
It doesn't. You want to keep it for your national competition or the Olympics, but it just doesn't make sense to have an NBA versus a European league. It wouldn't make sense. It's trying to find like Jacksonville going to London and starting an NFL London League against the NFL. Doesn't work.
No, I don't.
That's suicide.
I don't get it, Jay. I mean, I mean, I get, like you said, that we know that the NBA is trying to expand, right? But
I'm back in Vancouver.
Yeah, just keeping it in North America makes the most sense, like for travel, obviously.
Or even Puerto Rico.
right, I'm saying if you're gonna do it, you can expand all you want, but you do it like here, right? Like right here. I understand having games like NFL has European games. You want to go have NBA games in places like China. That's very big in China. In other countries, go right ahead. But I don't know. I missed something there. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I'm gonna be paying attention
It
to it.
just doesn't make a lot of sense.
WNBA news. First and foremost, Paige Beckers, who just had. So, from what I understand, Beckers scored like 30 points in the second half, and Oklahoma as a team didn't even score 20. It was that bad. But Beckers did make it official today. She told Rebecca Lobo she will be entering the 2025 WNBA draft, meaning the Dallas Wings, who sit with the number one pick in this year's draft. And I don't know, if you're the Wings front office and you don't pick Paige, I would immediately do like the Cleveland Browns and move in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
They're not going to be a happy city. Also, in news that was not surprising, league MVP Breanna Stewart, WNBA champion New York Liberty, re-signs with the Liberty. Duh. But let me give a little shout out to my Liberty, my defending champion New York Liberty.
Yes.
They had a hell of a signing. So the Liberty was sitting with the number 7 pick in this year's draft. And for me, I'm hoping that LSU's Anisha Morrow will fall to the Liberty, a rebounding machine. And now in the NCAA tournament, a scoring machine for LSU. That's the second option of Flauj. Get a name right. So I'm looking like, Liberty can get Anisha Morrow. I don't know. Looking at how much better can they do? Well, Liberty decided that they could do better than that. And they traded that number 7 pick. And the whole brought in Natasha Cloud. Yo, I don't know what y'all know about the WNBA, but let me school you for a minute. We are the defending WNBA champions with the team still intact and just added one of the best players in the league. Oh, it's gonna be a nice season at the Barclays. In New York, we don't have any good seasons in the Garden anymore, but we can have them in the Barclays. So
yeah,
here we go. Of course, the broadcast schedule will be coming out. That's come out with the WNBA. The other news in the WNBA. The schedule came out, the TV schedule came out. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever will be featured in 41 games, pissing off a lot of people. Well, why? Let me help y'all out with the why.
Yes.
Angel Reese is a rebounding machine. She also happens to be a very nice looking young lady. I'll say it that way. Okay.
True.
Okay, she's
So
fine. Okay, she's fine. And there were other players that are now in the WNBA that came out of the college ranks in the last 2 years who have made an impact on the league, who are playing great. But can we please, I know we live in white America, okay? And America's always going to look for the next great white hope, male or female, okay? That's what they've done with Caitlin Clark. But let's forget that for a second. the reason why women's basketball has exploded over the course of the last 3 years is Caitlin Clark. Get over it. If it bothers you, you need to find a way to get over it. If you're black or you're not white and you don't like that the white girl gets all the, get over it.
Get over it.
That is why she's on TV 41 times, because the fans want to see her on TV. It also helps. It also helps that if y'all don't think that Caitlin Clark can hoop, then you don't know shit about basketball. Because the girl can hoop, the girl can hoop, and she's only going to get better. And the Fever, hold it, because y'all don't know shit about WNBA women's basketball. But you got me right here. I'm going to help you out. I've been following women's basketball for 52 years. I love women's basketball, but give me a second. So I'm looking here at the Indiana Fever, right? And I'm trying to get, hold on, where's it at? Roster. Kelsey Mitchell. Natasha Howard. Aaliyah Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I can mention some other names. Did I mention Caitlin Clark? Oh, yeah, that girl named Caitlin Clark. Right. DeWanna Bonner, who, by the way, this is her 15th year. I thought it was her 25th, because I thought DeWanna Bonner been in this league since like forever, right? Damn, she can still hoop. Sydney Colson just joined. They're going to have a hell of a team. So looking forward to WNBA season. Jay, anything to add on the WNBA season? Your thoughts about it?
I'm really just excited to see what impact Coach Beckers has in her rookie season. Obviously Caitlin Clark's huge, but if you go back to, maybe 2019, 2020, everybody was talking about Paige. She was a phenom in high school. I believe there were videos of like her shooting with like Steph Curry and everything. The W is in store for another superstar level player.
Yeah, they get him, and AZ Fudd also plays in Connecticut. She's also going to be. She hasn't made the decision yet. She's also going to be a hell of a WNBA player. You got two others, and we're about to get into that talk. First, the men. So, March. I was born in March, but I never associated my birthday with March Madness until I appreciated the fact, until March Madness blew up. Hey, I was born during, that don't matter. Okay, so what's important here? What's important on the men's side is every year we get the Cinderella story, the mid-major story, the small school that they don't realize they're not even supposed to be in the dance, much less playing this. Well, this season is a different season, as the Power 4 schools are the only schools representing the Sweet 16, Elite 8, so on and so forth. Jay, I don't know if you got the memo. Cooper Flag. White boy can jump. Not only can white boy jump, white boy can shoot, white boy can dunk, white boy can hoop. And when he got hurt, I was like, yo, they in trouble. Because he got hurt, right? Again, he really got to twist it up. And then he didn't play, which was a smart thing. I was wondering if he should have played in that first game. Never mind. And Duke is well on their way. When you look, Michigan, hold on, I'm trying to get to the, I don't know why I'm not prepared, guys. NCAA men's bracket. Where are we at here? We're headed to the Sweet 16.
Elite 8.
Elite 8.
Yeah.
That's why I'm old and you're not. Okay, what are the stories here? So, of course, Cooper Flag, Duke, number one, Auburn, man. I mean,
Yeah.
there's been different teams at number one this year. But damn, Auburn has looked all good all year. And Florida makes me think of freaking UConn the last 2 years. Like, they don't have this bona fide. Well, they do have Will Clayton Jr., which is, but I don't know. Louis, you first, man. March Madness, men's tournament. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I was disappointed that St. John's had lost to Arkansas. Then again, of course, yeah, two, of course, of the big legends in college basketball going at each other, and you knew it was going to be a dogfight. I mean, St. John's looked so good all season. You know, their best season in 40 years, and they just go down flat in the second round. So that was my big disappointment. UConn, I was not that surprised. They played inconsistent pretty much all year since like December after getting up to a 3-0 start. But I knew kind of like, that they weren't going to go all the way this year, trying to become a 3P first time in a dog's age. But they just didn't have it. When they fell flat in midseason, I knew they were going to, live up to the potential they did in the first 2 years. So, but a great effort even against Florida. I mean, they lost by 2 points. I mean, they held their own, but I think I knew Florida was going to take it. So,
Yeah.
that and Cooper Flag, of course, when I thought when he was injured in the first or second game of the conference tournament in a wheelchair, I'm like, okay, now what? Because the kid is like carrying this team all by himself, and when he got injured, like, okay, now what are you gonna do? Because it looked worse than it did. I mean, luckily it was only a sprain, but when I saw him in the wheelchair, like, okay, this is going to be very difficult to do now. But he seemed to be fine, and now he's back up to speed, and is now one game away from Final Four, and he's all the hype that's been worth it. But I don't think he should jump into the pros right away. I know that there's rumors like he'll end the NBA draft and whatnot, but I think he needs to stay at least one more year. I mean, I think he only get better. I mean, the opportunities will still be there for him, when he does decide to go to the draft. But he's a superstar now, and I think if he can stay one more year, he's going to be even better. I mean, we're looking at the biggest thing since sliced bread in men's basketball, or at least it's Pistol Pete. So I think he's going to stay at least one more year, and he'll just be even better than he was this past year.
And of course, Braden, we live in South.
Okay, bad example. You get the idea.
We live in Tennessee. And in Tennessee, when you talk about Tennessee basketball, one of the first things teams you think about when you talk about rivalries is the Kentucky Wildcats. And this year, the Kentucky Wildcats had their way with the Tennessee Volunteers. So, Braden, yesterday, me and the wife, we here, we in front of the TV, we talk gold cash shit, dude. We screaming at the TV, letting them know it's time. It's payback time. You're not beating us a third time. Yo, beat. Damn balls got off, man, and never let up on Kentucky, boy.
All right. It starts with the shortest player on the court, Zakai Ziegler. He's at most 5'8", but he fights with all of his heart. The way he can just control a basketball game at his size, it's just amazing and spectacular. He dropped 18 points and 10 assists. He is averaging 16 and 9 assists in the tournament. And not only is he such a great offensive player, his defense is even better. Him and Jemai Meshack can just take out any of your two best opposing guards. And then you have the sharpshooter, Chaz Lanier, who can shoot from anywhere on the court, which leads Tennessee, who is one win away from their first ever Final Four.
I know. You know what, Brady? Here's the thing with Tennessee that I'm worried about, because you mentioned, man, Zakai Ziegler, man. Again, to be that little and to control a game the way he's able to control a game. And what I love about him is most of the time you see the little guy hit the paint, right? And you're like, you're going up against the trees. So this boy's strong. He's so strong, and he finds a way to get to the hole and make it count. You talked about Maychak. Those two, those are defensive blankets. Here's my problem, Braden. Here's my problem. I can't get enough from Milicic, right? It's like you see he got game. You know, he got a sweet slam. He got a sweet stroke. But Milicic just can't seem to keep his head in the game. And then when he's in the game, he's busy fouling somebody. So that's my thing. And then Chaz Lanier. First of all, the story of Chaz Lanier is such a fantastic story. And he comes from South Florida. I think he's averaging 4 points a game in his sophomore year. Comes up, I think it's about 18 points a game, 17 points a game in his junior year. He heads over here to Tennessee, and he just lights it up. He starts lighting up. The problem with Chaz Lanier that's not going to work in the NCAA, it's not going to work at this time of year, is you can't be streaky like this. You see in one game, what was it, in the SEC tournament, he scored like 17 of the first point. Then he didn't score again. So we got to get a little more concerned. And got number one Houston next. That's not going to be no joke. Florida, whoa. 75 with Texas.
A few minutes ago, they were down the water.
They were like down by 10 like 2 minutes ago. Florida's amazing. Like
Wasn't Texas? That's what I'm about to say. Wasn't Texas Tech just down?
Yeah, they were down.
Texas Tech was just up by 10 literally 2 minutes ago, and they've blown that lead.
They just took the lead.
It's the UConn game all over again. Like,
hold on, man, I'm watching the wrong damn game. Hold on, what?
Get in.
Florida can flip the switch whenever they want to.
TBS, True TV, where the hell's all this stuff at? I don't see it on my chair. There you go. I'm supposed to have every channel in the world. So we got a mint 54. Okay, Florida just took the lead. Damn, we got a game. Oh, whoa, hold on.
Walter Clayton.
Oh, my broadcast is way behind. I'm watching a broadcast. It's 75-75. I'm watching.
78? Wow.
Right.
Wow. What a game.
Anyway, Jay, you've been quiet too long, dude, man. Talk to me, Jay.
Yeah, just kind of looking at how the tournament's gone so far, there's really not a lot of surprises. Texas Tech is really the lowest seed for the men's division, at least, and they're the third seed. So everything's kind of going as expected. Kind of like what Louis was talking about earlier. Cooper Flags looked, just fantastic. There are a lot of, will he, won't he right now, talking about like the NBA draft. I really think probably staying would be the much better option, not just to, play for a potential championship again if he doesn't win, but also kind of avoiding certain teams in the NBA. Like if I was Cooper Flag, I wouldn't want to play for the Washington Wizards. I wouldn't want to play for the Utah Jazz. I would not want to play for these teams where it's going to be years and years before they're a relevant team again. So I'm definitely interested to see what Duke does, to see if they can win it all. But for now, it's just kind of as expected. It's been a real, I would say, normal tournament almost.
Yeah. It's always interesting, man. I mean, it is it's March Madness, right, Louis? I mean,
they don't call it March Madness for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and it is, but this year hasn't been full of the upsets, the big upsets and the big stories.
No, not much.
Yeah.
Except maybe Arkansas against St. John's, but other than that, not much.
Now, on the women's side, number one overall seed UCLA is going to find themselves. They'll be playing in a little bit against LSU. That's going to be a great game between those two teams. I'm just too sorry my old ass won't be awake. Won't be able to.
Yeah, but USC's got a problem, though.
Well, they're up 16-9 on Kansas State right now, but yes, USC, unfortunately, Juju Watkins tears her ACL. She went down, man. And the first thing I'm thinking is, please, no, man, no. And when they carried her off, I said it. ACL. That's a damn shame, too. It's just a damn shame. A great game today, unfortunately, did not go our way here in the state of Tennessee. Ken Caldwell's first season as Lady Vols head coach comes to an end. 67-59 as number one Texas beats the Lady Vols. The other story in college basketball, white girl can hoop. Okay, her name ain't Caitlin Clark, okay? Her name ain't Paige Beckers. I get it. Her name ain't Juju Watkins. Yeah. Her name is Haley Van Lith. And I'm going to tell you something. Damn. Yo, I've been following her through the season. She got that stardom. We know why she got the stardom. She's a cute girl. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yo, the girl could hoop, and she has taken this Texas Christian team, a team that wasn't worth a damn, to its first Sweet 16. But the test was today. Today, TCU had to play Notre Dame. TCU had to face the backcourt of Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles, the best backcourt in college basketball. Well, the best backcourt in college basketball went about 6 of 100 today. Not really, but they might as well have gone 6 for 100. Hidalgo was 3 of 19 from the field. Picked the wrong time to have the worst game of her career. And TCU overcomes Notre Dame. They're headed to the Elite Eight. Story is going to be now UConn. UConn appears to be the favorite now with Juju down. You boys got some thoughts on some women's March Madness?
You know, South Carolina's still there. You know.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't going nowhere. They playing with
history is there. You know,
they playing with the chip. They pissed because they wasn't the overall number one.
Right, and I mean, you can't doubt Dawn Staley's coaching. You know, so I would definitely watch out for South Carolina too.
So and UCLA. You know, I thought USC, but after Watkins went down, I think all bets are off now because that was, she was a star in that team, and she was putting up fantastic numbers or anything. Now I think it's going to be a problem. I don't know what they can do without her.
Yeah, not to say that they were going to win the national championship.
Yeah, I thought that.
But a lot of people thought, that they could win it with Juju, but looks like Florida's about to pull it off here, or they already pulled it off
so fast.
My TV is behind. I don't like that. Other than that, I'm going to turn to Louis and ask Louis, final thoughts.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been like the upset Cinderella stories in past years. I mean, all the number one favorites are still in. This is the first time in quite a while, but it is making for competitive basketball, and that's what I like to see. So, and Cooper Flag just 2 games away from me going to the final, and if he can stay healthy and have games like he's been doing, Duke is a shoo-in to make the final.
We'll see how that goes. Braden, final thoughts. You muted. You muted.
Oops.
I know I was muted.
There you go.
Final thoughts. The Final Four. My Final Four when I did the picks was Tennessee, Florida, Duke, and Michigan State. All of those 4 are still alive, and it looks like Florida will be going to their Final Four.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got the Florida pick right. That's for sure. And we're going to be rooting hard for our Tennessee men.
Yep.
Page ended up dropping 40. By the way, Louis, before I go to Jay on this front, no, I'm sorry, Braden, you were finished. Keep going. You finished? You done?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Louis, by the way,
Mhm.
9 home runs.
Yeah.
9 home runs today.
That's what I heard. I think that's a record for one game.
In case
And
y'all
only
don't
the
know,
second game of the
in
season.
case y'all don't know what I'm talking about, the Yankees hit 9
I know.
home runs today. I think Aaron Judge hit 3 by himself.
Yeah, 20-9.
That does not make me happy, Louis. It really does not.
I know.
Jay,
Hey, it's only game.
what? I hate the Yankees.
I know.
Jay, final thoughts, Jay. Don't let them talk about the Yankees, Jay. Cut them off.
I mean, in terms of March Madness, I think it's really, like I said, it's just kind of been a real tame tournament. I'm really interested to see, what Duke does. I think it's going to have an impact not only in the NCAA, but the NBA as well. There are a lot of people we didn't even mention, players like, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, they could be affected by what Duke ends up doing, because if Cooper Flagg stays, one of those 2 guys are going to be the first pick in the NBA draft, if Cooper stays until 2026. So I'm definitely interested to see how the rest of the tournament goes. And for the NBA, I think a lot of people are kind of, a lot of teams are checking out at this point. And I'm really interested to see kind of what happens in the back half of the playoffs playoff standings on both sides of the league. Because I think there's definitely going to be a shakeup from what we're seeing today.
Yeah. Mine is just about college basketball, and I'm going to say it this way. I'm from New York City in the Bronx. I grew up a New York Mets fan, a New York Knicks fan, a New York Islanders fan, and a New York. What am I missing? Mets, Islanders, Giants, New York Giants in the NFL. I took a trip to Tennessee as a vacation, just a vacation. I fell in love with Tennessee. And now I can say Tennessee is my home. One of the things that I love about Tennessee, Brady know what I'm talking about. Tennessee loves their big orange. That is no joke around here. When you talk about a fan base who loves their football team, who loves their basketball team, that's one of the things that I love about living down here. And me, maybe I didn't go to the school, but damn, I'm ball for life, baby. I'm ball for life. So the Volunteers have never made the Final Four.
Yeah.
I want a chance. I mean, I'm a Knicks fan. I've been waiting over 50 years for an NBA title. I don't think I'm going to get it this year, so I can't worry about that. So can I get something? I'm not saying that. I mean, this Tennessee team is good enough to win it all. There is no question about that. The way they played against Kentucky, if that team can play that way for 3 more games, then the Tennessee Volunteers will be national champions. But if they're not, man, it's been a fun year. Rick Barnes, head coach of Tennessee, was once the head coach of Texas. And he had a quote that really touched me. He said, Texas fired me. He said, well, I don't really look at it as Texas fired me. I look at it as Texas sent me to where God wanted me to be. That man is so happy to be at Tennessee. And coach, we are so happy to have you in Tennessee. I'm going to be screaming my ass off tomorrow. I'm going to be hollering to the rooftops because all I want 6 months, 8 months before Christmas is good old Rocky Top sitting on top. That's what I want. That's what I want. Thank you for joining us this evening. This is the NGSC Sports NBA, WA, college basketball, European basketball, high school basketball, street basketball, hood basketball, prison basketball, any basketball.
Even prison, wow.
Yeah, if they got a great league in prison, we'll cover that
That's
too.
true.
Now, as a matter of fact, if we can find a league, a prison league to cover, Louis, I'll send you to those games.
I better get some extra gear then to protect myself.
And don't worry, Yankee
Prison
hat.
break league.
Don't worry, Yankee hat. All right, until Monday, because Louis, the good news that John, well, baseball is here. So we will be on this coming Monday, myself, Louis, and John Doucette, as we bring you In the Batter's Box, the NGSC Sports baseball show.
Batter up.
And just like right now, we have to have a podcast about basketball at the end of the season in the playoffs. We also have Donald Trump as president of the United States, which allows our political show, United Not Divided, to come on every week. I'm going to be busy in this little hole right here. But until then, I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Enjoy March Madness, Women's March Madness. Enjoy the final. Hey, by the way, real quick, hold up, man. I meant to do that real quick. Final 10 games. Some of them is less than 10 games, of course. That's a good picture of Luka I used. That's not the fat Luka that played over there. Phoenix Suns. What a damn mess the Phoenix Suns are. I mean, if you imagine being a player on the Phoenix Suns, you're just sitting there, I'm just waiting for this damn season.
The Sixers.
Yeah, and if you're a Sixer, you're also wondering what the crap.
Or the Hornets too. I mean, that was
Yo, Ball is hurt again?
Yeah. He's out for the year too.
So Daddy got this whole group of ballers. They can't even stay healthy enough to ball. One of them can't even play.
Can you see accent from boys and girls? Yes, you can.
Yeah, he decided to be a rapper because he can't hoop. But anyway, thank you for joining us this evening, everybody. We had a great night. Louis, 3, 2, 1. Have a good night, folks. Peace.